Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday.
Eagles are getting packed to take their reservation at the Cancun Resort. They had an opportunity to continue in the playoffs, but they lost in the wild card round to the San Francisco 49ers. And it was another sloppy, ugly, offensively called game. Defense did their part. Defense paid their half of the rent. But for whatever reason, offense just, we shoot ourselves in the foot. Um, we don't make the plays we need to play, dropping balls, penalties at the wrong time. And it just wasn't good. And it's the same thing we've been saying all season, all year, hoping it would get better, thinking it would get better, thinking it would just flip a switch in the playoffs. But it doesn't work that way. You have to build some type of momentum. You have to get some type of regularity. You have to get some type of consistency in who you are and what it is that you do. There are some things that every team has to have where everybody knows what it is and they still can't stop it. And we just don't seem to have that right now under this offensive leadership. So I don't know. Everybody seems to think that Kevin Patullo needs to be fired. I don't necessarily disagree because I just think, like I mentioned before, he's just like somebody that, you know, somebody that learned how to play chess. He's pretty good, but if you put him up against a real chess player, they're gonna get the pans blown off, and that's exactly what happened. Most of the games we lost, we kept getting out coached. Now there are some extenuating circumstances. There are some other things that you gotta come to grips with. The offensive line wasn't good. The offensive line run blocking was horrible this year. And I'm gonna go back and look at the tape like I normally do. And even though Saquon Barkley had over 100 yards rushing tonight, there was still a lot of plays where he was shaking and baking behind the line of scrimmage. So it wasn't a great night. You know, what do I always say? Numbers lie. Numbers don't lie, but they do deceive. So yes, we had a 100-yard rusher, but how good was the run blocking? Were we getting good get off on the line of scrimmage? We win in the trenches? That's what it comes down to. Again, defensively, yes. Defense paid their half of the rent. When you get two turnovers and all you get is 3 points out of two turnovers, that's not good enough, especially not in the playoffs. They paid their half of the rent. Offense has been struggling all year. Some of it is on Jalen. Some of it is on the receivers that drop balls at the most inopportune time. Some of it is on our tight ends who have trouble blocking on the line of scrimmage. And some of it is just the scheme and what options we have against certain defenses and why we just choose not to throw the ball in the middle of the field. So, do we need a change at offensive coordinator? I think so. Is it all the offensive coordinator's fault? Absolutely not. But that's one change that can affect everything else. Because everybody else in the league, you watch all of these other games and you see all of these schemes and people wide open and people with a lot worse roster than we have are finding ways to get it done. And we look like we running in place. And we operated like that for the whole year, thinking that something was going to change, something was going to happen, and it never did. And it came back and bit us in the ass. And in the situation where we missed an extra point and could have made it a 3 point game and possibly played for a tie, we didn't do the things we were supposed to do. Simple stuff, stuff you're supposed to be able to do in your damn sleep. We couldn't do it. We couldn't figure out a way to do it. We couldn't figure out a way to do it. And the worst thing about it is it was a wasted effort because this was a all-time Eagles defense. This may have arguably been better than the defense that we had last year, and we wasted it. Nakobe Dean came back and played lights out after a major injury. Jahad Campbell, even sitting out, was playing lights out. Jalen Phillips was playing lights out. Jordan Davis was playing lights out. Jalen Hunt was playing lights out. Jalen Carter, Moro Ojomo, Zach Bond, not to mention Quinyon and Coop. Everybody was playing lights out. There's only one position that we had question marks, and that was over there with Adoree Jackson. And even with that, we still had the legitimate opportunity to win, but the offense could not come through when we needed them to cut through, and we could not score points or get a drive, and it killed us. It hurt us in the long run. You have to make plays when it's time for you to make plays, and we didn't do that. We didn't do that. You got to own it. And starts from the top. So this is a situation where Howie Roseman, you got to make that executive decision, and you got to make that change. You got to make that change, or we'll be sitting in the same situation next year. I believe our Super Bowl window is still open, but not as wide as it was this year. Wasted opportunity. It's the same thing I say when you're talking about in the game, like today, on defense. When you get your hands on the ball, come down with the ball. Get that turnover. That's exactly what we did. 2 turnovers. Quinyon had 2 picks. And we could only manage 3 points. We got to be better than that as an offense. Wasted effort. Wasted effort. It's like somebody giving you $1,000 and you throw it away. You throw it in the trash because you put it in the envelope and you forgot it was there. Wasted. You don't waste an all-time defense like that. You just don't do that. You find a way to make it work, and we couldn't do it on offense. We could not support our defense. And it's a shame. We wasted an all-time great Eagles defense. And that's saying something. Wasted effort. So I would imagine Philadelphia Sports Radio is going to be on fire this week. They can't wait. The announcement about Kevin Patullo can't come soon enough. Can't come soon enough. So they're going to be waiting to see what's going to happen. And we in the situation on seeing who we going to get next. Who going to fill that spot? Because somebody got to fill the spot. And the expectations are going to be just as high, if not higher. So I'm going to go finish packing up my clothes, get my bathing suit in, got me a new pair of Nike flip-flops, and I'm going to enjoy my time in Cancun on the beach, watching the playoffs like everybody else. Go Birds.